Hey there, folks. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having as lovely a lay-in as I have, because I've only just woken up, which is very nice. But what I have done is I have rewatched this week's episode of American Horror Story, which is now called Return to Roanoke. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Um, Definitely my favorite episode of the season so far. I think it's completely like picked up. Obviously, the main plot is all reset as was told it was going to. It was going to suddenly reset at this point. So it's now a kind of reality thing where they've sent them all back to Roanoke. And hello there, by the way, Tim and Ophelia. I can see you've just joined. And yeah, they're going to film it with the actors and also the real life folks that were involved with the original. And there's a great kind of nod to the actors, and I really like the dynamic of the actors versus the real people. And it justifies why some of the acting was a bit cheesy in the first bit, because obviously reinforcing it was actors. Hi there, hey. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it though. So it introduces the character of Sydney, who's like the big evil producer guy with the massive teeth. Like, how big are his teeth, or what have they done to them to make them so big? He's just so evil. Makes me think that as this is season 6, maybe he is the devil, in fact. Um, and I like that he says reality is what we make of it. It's very obvious that some of it's not real still, which is good because a fun thing with the first few episodes has been that kind of is it real or is it acted kind of aspects, and I've turned into like an amateur sleuth trying to work out what's actually real and what's not really happening. So I wonder if Ryan Murphy sees a little bit of himself in the Sydney character, because it kind of makes me think that like maybe as this series is a lot more into it's like really big special effects, maybe he's nodding to the fact that some people are saying it's a little bit more like fake reality and a little bit more freaky. Oh god, it's so stressful doing this live because oh man, sorry. But obviously, you guys chip in with anything that you've thought about the TV show so far. Do you think it's a bit late on the reality TV game as well? Because I thought everyone was kind of over that, like, ooh, everything could be reality TV kind of setup, and maybe if we did a horror and reality TV style. But I still find it fun. I like there was only like a 2 minute setup, and then they're straight into it, and they just answer all the questions that everyone's been asking for the past few episodes. Like, what are they going to do next? How are they going to do it? Um, yeah, did you notice as well? He said he was hiding the trailers in the woods. So I reckon that at some point we're going to find those trailers. Instead of just having them out on the lawn, he's hidden them in the woods. I think they're going to be full of dead people. That's my guess. Oh, thank you, Helen. Oh, it's so hard talking to yourself, though, isn't it? So another character I really enjoyed was Kathy Bates as the butcher, but like as the actress that's so obsessed with the character, I really like the way she justified the butcher's like actions. I thought that was really fun. So there's the option there that maybe, I mean, she's obviously back at the house despite having a restraining order because we see her through the window. But is she possessed by the butcher, or are we going to see another actress play the butcher? And obviously, people are saying it's going to be Jessica Lange, because there was that moment where she says there are only two great parts to play. One of them is the butcher, and the other one was Mary Tyrone from Long Day's Journey into Night, which, in case you guys didn't realise, is something that Jessica Lange played on stage. So I feel that might be a nod to her, or else maybe a hint that she is actually going to come back, even though she has said she's not coming back. Thanks. I got meds for talking to myself. Lol, says Ophelia Sin. Thank you. Yes, I probably do need some meds to stop me from making these videos. Hey. um, yeah, so where had I got to with this? Oh yeah, I liked that in the background when they were shooting the interview, they showed like some of the merchandise from American Horror Story, My Roanoke Nightmare, and they had like a fake Funko Pop. I thought that was quite fun, of the butcher, because that's obviously, they're probably going to make something like that, although this one looks a bit pants, I wouldn't buy it. I really liked the interview, but I also like there was this 911 call where she like had been harassing the actress that played Shelby because she'd won the award. I thought that was really fun. Kathy Bates is just great, isn't she? Yeah, I really like that character. I really like seeing her as the dual parts. I love the bit where she's running down Hollywood Boulevard going nuts. That was really good. Sarah Paulson with a British accent, like she does sound like Mary Poppins, but is kind of fun, and I like she does seem quite an entertaining character. I'm only up to episode 5, so I'm totally. Oh man, I was going to talk about what happens at the end of this. You might just have to not, because like stuff goes on, and I'm going to talk about it. Spoiling it for myself. I spoil it for myself all the time. I like read all these reviews and try and work out what the next step is. So like Ben's always saying to me, just like I just want to watch it and see what happens. I'm like, no, I want to work it out. I want to work it out. And I read all these fan theories, and half of them are wrong anyway. Um, Great stuff between actors and nods to fans I've written down. Oh yeah, I love it when they all sit down and kind of chat to each other about what they've acted and what they've seen, and it's like a conversation between fans almost. And I really like the different characters of the actors. Like obviously you've got Evan Peters back, which everyone's really happy about because he was only in it very briefly, and it was a bit of a weird old part he played last week. Obviously Ben in the video last week really didn't like Evan Peters' character, but I think that's justified by the fact he was clearly acting. Um, yeah, he's still pretty cheesy. His wedding vows in the video were pretty bad, weren't they? But like obviously he's not in it for much longer, and then he kind of gets axed to form the R in murder. I personally still think there's so many ways he could come back. He could either come back as a ghost if he really has been murdered, but I think it's so much of a coincidence that he gets this phone call saying, "Oh, you could have a screen test." For this part with Brad Pitt, and he basically says he's going to leave. Then the next thing that happens is he dies. Now, whether or not he actually died, but because he was going to leave, and like perhaps Sydney, who seems completely nuts, might have killed him by, the actors might have killed him, or perhaps it was all a setup just to put in some, reality as what we make of it, to get him out of the season. Who knows? So yeah, sorry Helen, that is the big twist there, that Evan Peters may be back but not for very long. I still just think we're going to get more of him, and I'm sure there was something earlier in the season about people with red hair, so I'm wondering if maybe he's one of the Pokes or something, because I think they had red hair. I don't know, I feel like, I don't think he's out of it. I mean, if he has gone off to do a screen test, it's possible that he's going to be the one surviving person, because he'll come back and everyone else will be dead, which I think would be quite funny, but it might be too obvious. The big question is like, why is Matt back? Because he doesn't seem to have any reason. Obviously, Shelby's come back to try and win him back, and everyone seems to have a motivation, whether it's just actors wanting more screen time. But Matt doesn't seem like he'd be very likely to come back. And I've seen a theory that maybe Lady Gaga's witch has actually like possessed him or lured him back so as to bring more victims for her, maybe. I don't know, I'm not quite sure. So it'll be interesting to see, because Matt just seems to be there to say bits of the plotline really slowly, like R is for Rory. But yeah, so I mean, I'm also really excited for next week because Dominic walked in, massive fight because he'd had that affair with the real Shelby. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And I think Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to have loads of fun with it. I just can't wait. I can't wait to see if we're going to have Lady Gaga come in. I can't wait to see if Kathy Bates is just going to keep playing the Butcher, or if we can get someone else in to play that. Can't wait to see whether Evan Peters comes back, even if he doesn't. Really looking forward to seeing some of the other ghosts in their like real formats. I'm enjoying got all the Piggy Man stuff. I'm really enjoying the Piggy Man popping up. That bit in the car was really good, where the girl gets murdered really quickly. So yeah, really good episode. My favourite so far. Really like the swerve. Apparently there's another swerve coming, so that'll be fun to look out for. And yeah, I'll chat to you guys next week and let you know what I think of the next episode. I actually can't wait. Three days until it airs. Yeah. Have a great Saturday, guys, and speak to you later.